Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we sit here with our partner from Excel Composites. We are here in Weisweiler, a city in Germany, and we will clarify why. Hi Eric, you did visit a special person today. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, this was a very special person. We visited the Frau Quade this morning. Frau Quade, she was the main buyer of our all-time customer Bombardier, with whom we have made the first train profiles back in 1997. Yeah, it is. I still remember the moment when the fax came in.
Yeah.
So I was standing in the office and a fax came in about 20-30 pages.
Yeah.
It was on Friday the 13th of December 1996. Friday the 13th you don't forget, and you don't forget when a moment like that happens. So we spent the whole weekend trying to figure out what they wanted. A lot of things were still quite unclear.
Yeah.
But we got together very soon with Herr Lügering, who was the owner of Techno Composites at that time, very good friend of mine. We worked very well together with Bombardier, and 6 months later, we had the profiles, which was a real crash program. It was very successful, both in a cooperation with Techno Composites and with Bombardier.
And why are we sitting here today on a train station?
Because we had just had a chance to see two of these trains passing each other.
Yeah.
Trains that were originally developed more than 25 years ago, and they still look great.
They have the same outside cladding that we sold to them. Seems no repairs, but we don't know. Also, the painting looked very well, but we don't know it was repainted or not. But they still look very nice.
Yeah, that's also what Frau Quade told me when she retired about 10 years ago. Frau Quade told me that she was very proud of the work that we have done together. She's very proud on the train itself, but she's also very proud on the work that we have done together and how good those products still look.
Eric, I heard that glass fiber profiles are a little bit boring. What's the reason?
Yeah, like we heard today, also there is no spare market for these train parts because they've been now in use for 25 years. They last a very long time and they're easily repaired. So basically there is just no market for spare parts.
Yeah, that's right, because sometimes we have old profiles, but we have them also over 10 or 20 years without using. Yeah, okay, very good.
Well, lasting performance is something which is really important for composites. And this is also, when you talk about these days about sustainability, the fact that you can perform a very good function for so long time and then still can be repaired to last for another long time. It's one of the main advantages that composites have, and not many people realize that is the case.
What I also recognized in the discussions was that 25 years ago, so in 1997, 1997 or 1998, this train was designed.
And the original design was mid-90s.
Yeah.
So mid-90s. So what the Frau Quade was telling is that in mid-90s, everybody was looking for lightweight.
Yeah.
And everybody was looking to composites for lightweight.
Ah, okay.
And that changed the whole method of design. For lightweight. So also the way that they made the trains modular. But this whole concept was changed. And part of that concept is composites. So it's not composites is not a single one solution, but composites are part of a total weight reduction program. And very successful.
Yeah, mid of the 90s, it was the case that people thought about how can I get the train lighter.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
And many people were looking at composites in those days.
Yeah, okay. Lightweight products are an item today, but also 25 years ago. Can you tell a little bit about that?
In those days, lightweight was just to reduce whatever cost they had to reduce energy. At those days, it was not so much about sustainability. Today, the element of sustainability, of course, there. So the lighter your train is, and especially a train that has to start and stop many times, there the weight plays a very serious role. So in that case, having a lighter weight vehicle is more sustainable, just on the operation cost. But if that vehicle lasts for so much longer and can be repaired to last another lifetime, this is where you have to have the savings in carbon dioxide.
Also, if you refurbish the car, it can be used longer time.
Of course.
And with every acceleration or every braking process, you save energy.
Yes, this ease of repair was confirmed by Frau Quade this morning, saying it is wunderbar einfach zu reparieren. So it is wonderfully easy to repair, which is something which think it is, but not always realize how important it is for a customer. So yes, you have a long lifetime. Yes, you can extend it. And then at the end of the lifetime, there are solutions. People think there are no solutions, but there are.
So we had also other videos about decarbonization and also life cycle of composites. What was the reason for the Talent One from Talbot for glass fibers in the outside?
Yeah, Talent One was actually developed as a regional train, not a long distance train. Regional trains, lightweight is more important because they have to start and stop more times, and they really wanted to go for lightweight construction. And they were starting with an absolute blank sheet. So everything was possible, so that changed the way they made the train, and also everybody was looking at composites there just because of the weight reduction. And this is how composites got into play in this Talent One.
Okay. Can you tell a little bit about the history of especially this video?
Well, there's actually two reasons why we're talking about this now. First, we had some train customers visiting our factory and asking us how we could help them to sell composites into the train and tram market. And this argument of having very long-term long-lasting performance has been the big argument. And then I remembered the last time I saw Frau Quade was on a train show, where basically she said that she was proud about the way we've worked together and about the train itself and about how those products still look good after 25 years.
The trains are looking really well. We are standing here on a normal train station. We have trains in normal business, so nothing prepared for us. That's real life.
You don't see what typically you see on steels, that there are all kind of bumps on the steel, so you don't need, they still look pretty straight.
Erik, what is the final conclusion of the day?
Yeah, I must say it was a real treat to see Frau Quade again after all these years. So we had an excellent relationship together. She was very tough as a buyer, but extremely fair and a very, very nice person to see. So I'm really happy to see her again today.
And we can also see that it's a project with a real good result over the years.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We are here in the central station of Cologne trains. Behind us you can see a Talent One train with outside claddings from Techno Composites. And if you want to know something, or if you want to know something about glass fibers inside and outside of trains, then please send us a comment.